He started a lot of games. He's done a very nice job in all the games that he has started. And in practice, we were very excited with the way he handled formations, audibles, checks, sideline communication, and all the scrimmages. And we believe that he gives us the best chance this week to be able to handle everything we're looking to get done.
Jedd, sorry if you answered this, but did you want to see more audibling from Steven in the Maryland game?
No, we weren't in a lot of negative plays. You know, if we were in some negative plays, I would have been calling for some more. But we had most of the looks that we wanted to get. It's just a matter of tempo, playing with good speed, and getting to the line of scrimmage quickly, and being able to, if there is an advantage, to take it.
Coach Golden had mentioned that he'd like to get Lamar some more touches. Just talk about that and how you want to try to get him more involved.
Yeah, I think he had like 21 carries. I think 18 were counted, and then there was a few that were negated because of penalty. And he had 2 explosive runs that were called back, because of penalty. So he should have been at like 20 carries for 150 yards or something to that effect. So obviously, if someone can rush for 7.5 yards a carry, we'd like to give that to him as many times as we can. We were excited with the way he played, and excited with the way Michael played. It was just unfortunate, the way it ended at the end of the half.
You guys have talked about the experience that Jacory has and what he did in camp. If Steven had a cleaner game against Maryland, maybe finished it off with a field goal, could he have kept the job, or were you guys sort of married to the idea of the more experienced guy?
I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question.
Coach, can you talk about coming in? And I know you've talked about this before, but kind of starting a new slate with these guys, not looking at last year's Ohio State game and see Jacory making mistakes and kind of judging him on that.
Yeah, I don't know what their game plan was against Ohio State, and I don't know what their preparation was like for those 4 days or 5 days leading up to it, and I really don't know what they were told in the meetings. So I don't want to be in a position to judge the game plan or judge his decision making or judge the execution without really knowing. So what we're doing is we went in and I watched the game, obviously, looked at what they did against them, as well as what the other 10 teams did or 11 teams did against them, and what Akron did. So, try to look at 13 games worth of work and see what they do on defense and try to put together the best possible plan and not really worry too much about necessarily their game plan from last season.
Do you feel like because of that maybe it empowers the players to realize, all right, I can personally forget about the mistakes I made last year because Coach Fisch and I were on a new page. We're going in a different direction.
I hope that they just realize that, if you don't study history, you're doomed to repeat it. So, I think that they obviously need to look at their decisions, and if they felt like they were making some poor ones, learn from it, grow from it, be more mature on the pocket and with your decision making. But I also believe that maybe they feel as if we could have a fast memory, or we can forget things quickly and move forward and know that, hey, we're going to go out there this week and I'm not going to judge Jacory on what he did against Ohio State last year or the amount of interceptions that were thrown or any of that. I'm going to judge Jacory on what we saw in practice.
Coach was obviously frustrated up in College Park after the game with the penalties and the turnovers, and I can only imagine you were probably just as frustrated. How do you kind of take that frustration and channel it in the right direction to make them learn from it?
It was game one of an era that we plan to be together for a very long time and recognize the fact that we're going to build off of it, and you turn on a lot of college football games last Saturday, there is no preseason, so the mistakes that you see a lot of pro teams make the first 4 weeks of preseason, we don't get a mulligan like they do.
Right.
So we just have to live with it, deal with it, and build off of it, and recognize the fact that it's not what we coach, it's not acceptable, and we move forward. But we also have to be the same guy as we were the day before the game, and not coach much differently than we were leading up to the game. We didn't encourage any of those things to happen, and we won't.